Hello everyone, my name is hideoustuber and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are back with another episode of the Sims 4 Rags to Riches Challenge. Today we are pretty much picking up where we left off last episode. It is the following morning. We are pretty much just doing our morning routine, which we kind of do every morning at this point. Pretty much until we can get alternate ways of making money outside that and painting, because at this point we are essentially don't have many ways of making money right now. Hopefully by next episode I am going to have a plan in action in order for us to have other ways outside of base game to make money. And this is mainly due to the fact that the last time that I've done Rags to Riches was back in 2017, 2018. And this was very much when, painting, gardening, and that sort of stuff was really the main way you kind of earned money in The Sims. And so with that, it's a force of habit. And so hopefully, but I'm going to try and work out the best way to make money using other packs and stuff just to change things up. And so hopefully by next episode we'll find something else. But at the moment we are currently adding a kitchen and So at the moment we are currently making a little kitchen. So we've got a stovetop. We're going to be adding a sink and a little counter just so we can no longer go to the park while it's still relatively convenient at this point. I would rather us, have everything one central location. So we've got our shower, our toilet, our easel, and so right now the goal is to be able to, kind of work our way into getting a bit more money so that we can try and upgrade our house a little bit more, because if we can somehow move the bathroom into a separate room and still enter through that way, and then have a desk in that room or something like that, and then maybe add a other room for a bedroom, just so that way we can have something else going for it, so that way we can at least get somewhat sorted. Alrighty, we are currently going out with some friends. We decided that we wanted to try and get out, obviously, because our socialization skills at the moment are pretty low. While it isn't in the red yet, I would rather us try and get at least a little bit sorted here, and try and get closer with some of our friends type of thing. But the funny thing is that, trying to sort other things out, what's really funny of what happened? We tried to be somewhat flirting towards another lot of Sims, and it turned out, the one person we were having that sort of conversation with, really unflirty, as you could see. And a bit awkward, to say the least. So let's just say we had to try and go another route to have conversations type of thing. But with Sims that are extremely unflirty, it's kind of is what it is almost. So you've got to deal with it type of thing. But at least we're getting our socialization skills back up into the green, so that way we are pretty much able to get our. I think the relationship with the Sims still managed to go up a little bit, regardless of what happened. And we still managed to get a sentiment, which is still really cool to know. Alrighty, we are currently going out with some friends. We decided that we wanted to try and get out, obviously, because our socialization skills at the moment are pretty low. While, it isn't in the red yet, I would rather us try and get at least a little bit sorted here, and try and get closer with some of our friends type of thing. But the funny thing is that, you know, trying to sort other things out, you know what's really funny and what happened? We tried to be somewhat flirty towards another lot of Sims, and it turned out like the one person we were having that sort of conversation with really unflirty, as you could see, and a bit awkward to say the least. So let's just say we had to try and go another route to like have conversations type of thing. But you know, with Sims that are extremely unflirty, it's kind of is what it is almost. So you know, you've got to deal with it type of thing. But at least we're getting our socialization skills back up into the green, so that way we are pretty much able to, you know, get our. I think the relationship with the Sims still managed to go up a little bit, regardless of what happened, and we still managed to get a sentiment, which is still really cool to know. Alrighty, we are currently at the Shrinking Llama. It is, I think, like a day later. We are celebrating Love Day today. Also, for those that were wondering about the TV series, because we don't have a TV at the moment, we couldn't complete the challenge for that, which is perfectly fine. But, you know, eventually we'll get, like, amenities like TVs and that sort of stuff to be able to do all that stuff. But currently we are trying to get at least a couple of the things for the Love Day thing. We are giving this person a rose, and turns out they don't actually like roses, which is weird, but you know, people have their taste in flowers. We got a call from one of our best mates. I feel like when it comes to festivals like Love Day and like watch the television series premiere or whatever, it's very much like, I don't think I've ever done anything with like adding custom ones, but I feel like once we merge over towards the like legacy challenge, if we do, also we are apparently unflirty now, because apparently we suck that much at Love Day that we have unlocked a new personality trait. But yeah, hopefully once we get into the legacy challenge part of this, which will be well after we finish the Rex Riches challenge, we will you know, make some more custom events, change some of them out depending on what we want at a time. But you know, I feel like the mandatory ones we get will be fine for the moment, because you know, it's just a Rex Riches challenge. I feel like for some of them, it's when you're trying to do a challenge like Rags to Riches, it can be hard when you're trying to like when you have a goal and all that, but you also want to be able to have your sim go out, talk to people, blah 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 blah, and it's just like, it's difficult to have that balance, which is why I do want to try my best to have that balance within at least this Sims like lifespan type of thing. But whether or not that happens would be a whole different situation. But you know, I feel like I feel like I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to doing stuff for a challenge when I've also got like 3 or 4 other things going on in the back of my head. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, okay, we're gonna go home, do some paintings, but, and all that. It's very difficult to have that balance when it's, doing a lot of different things. So we have since been invited to go to the Spice Festival, which we decided to take up since, we weren't really getting too far with the Love Day and all that, so we decided, you know, we are going to go to the Spice Festival because we were also starting to get hungry, and you know what? If we are going to the Spice Festival, we are going to get free food, whether we enjoy spicy food or not. So, you know, we ended up failing the Spice Festival regardless, which, you know, is fine. It's not the end of the world. But hopefully if this sim gets the opportunity to go back to the Spice Festival again, you know, we'll be able to maybe do a bit better than we have last time, or we can maybe, you know, we can maybe go and, you know, try some more spicy food at home and try some new recipes since we now have a kitchen. But, you know, after we did all of the main sort of Spice Festival things, we decided just to stick around and play basketball since there's a half court here. Because like, you know, I want to be able to try different things, you know. It's, you know, if people come and, you know, hang out with us, that's fine, you know, great, wonderful, all that, fantastic. If people, you know, don't come over and stay within the festival limits, that's also fine. But it's also important to note that I probably should do some other things, which is why I ended up getting a drink, because I was kind of curious of what the Sim's favorite drink is, because it changes per sim, per, you know, save or whatever. So it was definitely interesting to see what the favorite drink was. Alright, we are now back at home. We've been doing some paintings and all that sort of stuff, kind of off camera. One of our friends has come home, not come home, but come over to visit. We decided, you know what, might as well have a chit chat with him since he's one of our closest friends at this point. Since we have kind of moved into this kind of area, but we decided to have a chit chat with him just so we are able to, you know, get our social skill up and so on and so forth, and just so we can, you know, be able to have some fun and all that. So I don't know if you heard the meow at all, but I do have a cat on my desk that is very demanding for pets right now. It is a very loving girl. I don't know why we moved outside for a brief conversation, but you know what, it is what it is. But at the moment we are going to finish off the current painting that we are working on while having a chit chat. But we are also going to move the bathroom into a separate room, because at the moment the main entranceway currently is through the bathroom. But we are going to actually add a proper shower for a change and be able to, you know, have a decent shower that's like in an actual space instead of just hanging off the wall. So it's probably a good thing that we're actually having a proper shower place, if you know what I mean. And we are actually furnishing the room pretty well. We've got a rug for the main entrance, and then all that, and we're also going to start adding some wallpapers and flooring, because at this point we do need to start, you know, making the house look pretty instead of it just not having any, you know, walls or floors and all that. Well, it's all like plasterboard or whatever it is. You know, it's gonna, like, obviously as we progress within the series, it's going to, you know, look nicer than what it is. But until we can get it fully sorted, you know, it's going to look pretty dodgy for the time being. But I feel like, oh, we got a sentiment from that, which is pretty good. But you know, being able to have this sim not only make money through like not having a job or whatever, and like planting things, painting and all that, you know, being able to do this sort of stuff is always very interesting. But our friend has now gone home. We might take this opportunity to do some more flooring, because we actually didn't do the flooring the first time. And I do notice that the room is actually pretty dark, especially without windows and all that. So we do need to be adding some lighting at some point, which is what we're doing now. So hopefully, like, even if we just do those little, really small itty-bitty lights that a lot of people do, just to give us something for, at least for the time being. You know, obviously as we progress or whatever, we can add some prettier lighting. But what we are going to do now is going to add another room to the house, which will be where we put our bed at this point. We are probably going to get a better bed for ourselves. It'll probably end up being a single basic bed. But it'll be better than nothing at this point, so, you know, anything at this point is better than nothing, so. I know we do need to try and get a better door, so that way we can, I am totally blinking. So that way we can get more money, because I feel like at this point we are going to start to need more money. I love that, he only just left and he's calling us because something happened again. I should probably look at getting a horse or something, maybe. Because I feel like at this point we do need to get ourselves a horse of some description. But I think this is where we are going to wrap up this episode of The Sims 4 Rags to Riches. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this episode. Hopefully next episode we are able to get a whole lot more done, like get a living room, like a dining room or something along those lines, and like start to functionally make our house kind of like a home almost, and make it look decent. I feel like I may just, like, once we get a lot more money for the sim, we are able to get like a whole lot more like functionality and make it look decent. So hopefully that comes in the next few episodes, hopefully. Or we could just do a whole episode where we just end up building and making the house look nice. So hopefully that comes soon, but until then, I'll see everyone next episode. Bye!